Well, hello and welcome back to Nerd Alert.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Chris.
Oh, that sucked.
Not even introducing yourself? Hi, Chris.
You think just because people can't see us anymore, we can just start slacking?
Probably. Well, I mean, look what you're wearing today.
Ouch.
Not much.
Hi, and welcome back to Nerd Alert.
Hi, I'm Tim.
I'm Chris. Believe it or not, we're still doing this.
Yeah, no video of us anymore.
Yeah, I guess we were just getting too many complaints about those two ugly guys on screen. So,
Yeah,
face for radio and all
but
that.
they liked our voices, so we thought we'd make them really good. So what are we here to talk about today, Chris?
Today we are going to talk about something that you told me just recently, actually. We were talking about movies and some of the concepts that are coming out from movies. Well, there are a lot of good movies out there today. Unfortunately, it looks like on the horizon we're going to be getting a lot of bad ones, or at least ideas that sound bad.
Yeah.
First of which is one that you brought up. Apparently, they're going to be making a Peeps movie.
Like the Easter candy Peeps.
Yeah, like the Easter candy, like the little marshmallow chickens.
Yeah.
So they're gonna make a movie based on that.
It's going to be thrilling.
Yeah, you're the one who told me about this.
Yeah.
So what do you know about this exactly?
So my guess, first off the bat, I'm going to say probably animated. I don't think it's going to be a
I should hope
live-action
so.
Peeps movie.
I hope we're not gonna just see a bunch of marshmallows dancing around on film.
They just have a fishing wire strapped to them so you can't see it on camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
little
exactly.
old school diorama stuff from the fifth grade.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Sell that for
Stalactites
$13.50 a
and
ticket.
Stalagmites. There you go. Just
It's
for
in
the kids.
3D.
Yeah, and then you get a free peep with every ticket. It'll be a special movie peep. There's not really a whole lot to say about the Peeps movie, except that it brought us to this topic of other really weird, strange properties that Hollywood is trying to turn into films. So the other one that I mentioned was the Magic 8 Ball movie.
Yeah, a Magic 8 Ball movie. So how exactly do you make a movie based on a Magic 8 Ball, do you think? Do you think it'll be a thriller? Like a murder mystery?
Yeah, like Seven, except the detectives have a Magic 8 Ball to answer all their questions.
It'd be called 8.
There you go. We're done.
Yeah, the direct sequel to 7.
Yeah.
The serial killer can only murder his victims if the Magic 8 Ball says it's okay to do so. Can I kill this person? Shake, 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 shake.
Yeah,
Try again later. Damn it.
Let's call Hollywood.
Yeah. What were we talking about again?
We're getting way off topic. All I can
Jesus
say
Christ.
is we should probably write these ideas down and trademark them before this goes live.
So yeah,
Because-
so what do we got? We got Peeps, the
Peeps
movie,
and-
although they
and-
beat us to that. We've
yeah,
got the Magic
and-
8 Ball.
And Pips.
Ouija boards. Ouija boards would make a good movie.
That's another good one that they're taking, yeah.
Yeah. And I use good in the quotation marks good. So this isn't a good movie. It's a good movie.
At least with that one, you can sort of see the concept behind it. Like I don't know how you can make an entire movie about the Ouija board, but I can see a Ouija
They
board.
make entire
playing
movies
a
about
key
fine
role.
footage and paranormal activities. I'm sure that we could sell the same shit.
Well, yeah, we'll just make The Conjuring 2 Ouija board.
Yeah.
There you
Ouija
go.
board edition.
Ouija board
Kids
edition.
are sitting around playing with a Ouija board and they end up getting haunted by the ghost of Dick
Hollywood
Cheney or
past.
something.
Yeah, there you go. Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney. That would be a scary ass ghost to be haunted by. I mean, he's not dead yet, but I imagine when he is dead, they'll be telling ghost stories about him.
They're telling ghost stories about him now.
Yeah. If you're not good, the Cheney man will get you.
Yeah. If Santa comes and gives you presents once a year, if you're bad, Cheney comes and gets you 364 days a year. There's really a lack of good, solid content. Like this entire year, we've talked about it previously, sort of the movies that are coming out. It's all sequels for major franchises. Not to say that's a bad thing, but there's sort of a lack of original ideas coming from Hollywood. Not to say that there's no original ideas in film, but just from Hollywood films.
Pixar is on board for a Incredibles 2. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see an Incredibles sequel.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I don't recall ever wanting, nor do I ever recall anyone else that I know wanting a Cars 3. But apparently that's happening.
Well, that's for the kids. Kids don't care.
They do too.
Not that young. They'll just go watch it and they go, it's a talking car. I'll watch that. My
Nah.
parents will pay for it. They'll buy me all these toys.
Oh,
It's gonna
kids,
be great.
up your standards, kids.
Well, yeah, up your standards to like TMNT.
Yeah.
That's the new film for the
I
kids.
mean, I don't want to say that my generation was the best generation for kids,
No.
but we were.
We had all the coolest
We
stuff.
had all the cool stuff
Oh,
growing
yeah.
up. You get all the stupid leftovers.
Yeah, all they have now is like iPhones and
Yeah.
technology,
Like even
the
when
internet.
we had the shows that were basically just big commercials for toys, they were still good shows. They're still shows that people still remember to this day, and Now they're making friggin' movies about them, and people can still feel nostalgic about them. What do kids get these days that are just meant to sell toys?
Ben 10.
Yeah, Ben 10.
And,
Actually, I didn't mind Ben 10.
And Avatar. I've heard that's good.
I also liked Avatar.
There you go. Yeah, see, there's
You know
some
what? You
decent
just
stuff.
fucking shot down my point right there.
Getting back on topic, because I know we've meandered so far.
We have a topic?
Was there any other franchises you could think of? Any other great board games or like a pet rock movie?
Oh yeah.
Did we get that?
Are you kidding? All right. So we're on the topic of what are some of the ideas that Hollywood hasn't touched on yet, but they probably will in the future.
Yeah. What can we sell Hollywood on?
Video games are something that they have touched on before, but they've never gone like full mainstream with it. I mean, Ubi Bowl's done lots of friggin' video game movies. They're notorious for being terrible, but just recently, a big Hollywood movie that's coming out is Need for Speed. Need for Speed. Who honestly was sitting there watching their kid or their roommate or whatever playing a racing game and thought, yeah, that would be an awesome movie?
Even better, I want to know who thought that exact same thing and then didn't have a buddy go, hey, you should watch those Fast and Furious movies. They'll
Yeah,
kinda
right.
like that.
You want to see a game about cars
You want
and
to
shit?
see Need
Yeah,
for
why don't
Speed, the movie? There you go.
Yeah, you can watch friggin' Fast and the Furious. It's probably better than Need for Speed.
It's got car chases, it's got guns, it's got hot ladies.
Yeah,
It's got
Need for
everything you need.
Speed. Need for Speed. You know what there isn't a need for? This movie.
Boom.
Damn.
Just bringing it right to the heart of it, Chris.
Just got nerd burned.
The biggest thing in video game movies has been Resident Evil, and that is a fairly mainstream franchise.
Yeah,
they,
I
they
forgot
continue
about-
to make money.
Yeah, I forgot about that
Though
one.
at this point they have absolutely nothing to do with the games except that the characters from the game show up.
Right.
So you got your Jills, you got your Weskers, you got all that kind of stuff. But none of that stuff happens in any of the games.
Right. No, it's completely separate from the games at this point. They've just gone in their whole other direction, and that's pissing off a lot of people who like the games.
Yeah, and also they're
'Cause
not,
there's lots
they're
of
not
story
very good
there.
movies though.
And there's lots of story there though in the games. Like you think they could have made decent movies, but
With a different director, yes.
yeah, one who wasn't constantly just putting his wife in there and making her kick ass.
Yeah, he tends to do that a lot.
Not that I have a problem with Mila Jovovich. I actually like her a lot. But seriously, like she's got psychic powers. She's the one person in the world who seems to be able to fight zombies with her bare hands all
She's
the time.
a clone.
She's cloned, so now there's multiples of her. Like enough, just enough.
And they're probably going to make another one. I would not be
Quit
surprised.
overpowering your wife.
Yeah.
Director, I can't remember your name.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
That's it, Paul
the one.
Thomas Anderson.
Actually, I hope so, because I know there's a P.T. Anderson, and that's the Boogie Nights man. There Will Be Blood, but I'm pretty certain it's Paul Thomas. Or no, maybe it's Paul W. Anderson. They always get confused. We'll go with Paul W. Anderson, just so I don't upset those P.T. Anderson fans out there. But I don't know. Like we should hopefully see some good stuff from video game movies coming up. The next big thing,
Maybe.
obviously, is the World of Warcraft film.
There's a World of Warcraft film?
Oh, don't know about this?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, let me paint a word picture for you here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, this company called Blizzard, they made this game quite a while ago called Warcraft.
Okay, maybe I should clarify here. I do know what Warcraft
Oh, I know.
is.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, I just didn't know there was a movie.
No, yeah. So, anyway, that
All
was
right,
a
so
popular
Blizzard,
game,
yeah.
and then they made this thing called World of Warcraft, which
Right.
took over the world. And then finally, like 10 years after World of Warcraft came out, it's coming up on that, I think, about 8 years maybe. They said, "Hey, let's make a movie, and even better, let's get that guy who did Moon." Did you ever see that movie?
Moon.
Moon, yeah.
No.
Had Sam Rockwell,
No.
and there was a robot. It was a good one.
No, not ringing
Anyway,
any
the
bells.
guy, the director's named Duncan Jones. Duncan Jones, the son of David Bowie, nonetheless, weirdly enough, is now directing that. And then apparently, as of this recording, earlier today, they released the first set image, I guess, of that movie.
They already have set images.
Yeah, they're filming right now in Vancouver. Started in
Jesus.
January.
For World of Warcraft.
For World of Warcraft. Well, I don't know
God.
if it's called World of Warcraft, but it's definitely it's Warcraft.
I'm a
Something or
little
other.
ashamed that I haven't heard of this before.
Yeah, it'll be coming out next year. The big year for blockbusters.
Okay, so they've got set photos. What do they look like? Any good?
No, all they showed really was Duncan Jones, the director, staring at a bank of monitors with other stuff happening off camera that you could barely see. They have shown some concept art, but if you play World of Warcraft, it looks like that.
So okay, so it's off monitor. So this is going to be a movie about the world of World of Warcraft, right? This isn't going to be a movie about playing World of
No,
Warcraft.
yeah, this isn't about people sitting in front of their computers. This is like taking
Or
place
some
in
kind of a
Azeroth.
documentary or something.
Yeah, this is like the Horde versus the Alliance or whatever they decide to do. So it'll be like super fantasy.
That has some potential.
Yeah, I definitely hope so. And that's the thing with a lot of these movies is we're still in that age of, especially video game movies, of there's potential.
For every kind of franchise, there's always, the dark side of a franchise, and people will always make a muck of it and try to sell it as like the cheapest kind of horror they can. But for every franchise, there's also the light side of it. And, comic books is going through a golden age right now, but we all tend to forget that they started off not so well.
Oh, yeah, you look back at like the Captain America movie from the 80s.
Yeah, Captain. That's right. I thought you were going to mention the first one. I'm like, first of all, I like that, so fuck you. But no. Like the really old ones, like Captain America back in the 80s, and even before that, I think there was one called The Shadow, and it starred Alec Baldwin, and like.
Or the Fantastic Four film that never even was released.
Yeah, there's even a Justice League. There's even a Justice League movie way back in the day.
Even an Adam West Batman. Like people love that, but there's
a dark side. There's a dark side, and they had to go through a lot of shit before they got up to where they are now. So, video games could just be, starting out. This could just be their dark side.
Video game movies have been coming out for 10 years maybe. First Resident Evil would have been the early 2000s.
Yeah,
I can't think of anything else. Like before, they would have had like the Mario Bros. Movie from the 80s, which is
we don't speak of that.
Oh yeah,
it never happened.
Yeah,
I'm sure there are others that we're forgetting too.
Oh, like the Street Fighter movie.
Yeah,
well, even Mortal Kombat. Those movies.
Oh,
there's Mortal Kombat, Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Although as a kid, I liked that. Although I'm sure if I look back at it now, not Annihilation, the first one. Even as a kid, I remember watching Annihilation, and thinking, "Oh, that's just bad."
Well, the first one I watched it like maybe a month ago, and it's really dumb, but it's also kind of entertaining. I don't want to see Annihilation, but I can understand.
You haven't seen it yet?
No, I have. I just don't want to. I don't want to revisit it.
Right.
I'll let that sit back in my memory as something that was forgettable, but nothing ridiculous.
You want a good example of where video game movies could go? Actually, you need look no further than YouTube. I don't know if you've heard about this. There's a series of videos called Mortal Kombat Legacy. Yeah, so you have heard of it.
I have, yeah.
Yeah, now there is a good example of where video game movies could work, because they did an excellent job with those. And it's Mortal Kombat, so we've already seen the worst that has to offer. These guys took it and they just turned it around. They completely rebooted it. It's terrific. It's a shame that it's only a YouTube series, but it's doing quite well for itself, and hopefully one of these days a studio somewhere will wise up and give them the money that they need to do a full-length feature movie.
Yeah, like before they did the two miniseries, there was a sort of a very short teaser that was apparently used as a pitch.
Yeah, and they all
sell it to
that was way
studios.
Back before they started the webisodes.
Like maybe 4 years ago, or something like that.
And they said no to it, and I couldn't believe it. I remember hearing about that. I was like, how could they say no to this? They're pushing out shit like. I think like Hop came out not too long after that. Like all sorts of bad movies that they're just pushing out, and now Need for Speed comes out a couple of years later, and I'm thinking like you had a chance here. You saw something really cool, but I don't know how you. Maybe they just felt it was too adult, because Mortal Kombat was already pushing some buttons with a lot of PC people about how violent it was, and they made the PG-13 version before, and that's the one that didn't do so well.
Yeah, the original Mortal Kombat video game is the reason we have the ESRB now. Yeah, the ratings on our video games.
And this reboot that they were talking about was not going to go in that direction. This was going to be a rated R film, which it should be. And that's one thing that I wish wasn't such a hot button issue with films that get produced. When you go for an R rating, you're essentially cutting a lot of your audience out, apparently. Which is just too bad, because it's Mortal Kombat. This should be a rated R movie.
Oh yeah,
it's Mortal Kombat.
It's a game where you rip out people's spines, and one dude is a giant reptile who then, throws acid at people, and the guy turns into a dragon and bites people in half. Like, it's going to be rated R.
Yeah, and it should be. And just because it is a rated R movie doesn't mean that it's not going to have an audience. And for some reason, it's a hot button. And for some reason, if a movie is rated R, studios are a lot less likely to pick it up. They're a lot less likely to say go for it, because they don't think they can market it well enough. And I suppose what they mean by that is that they can't friggin' make toys for it and stuff.
Well,
because kids aren't going to be able to see this movie.
And that's a weird thing that's sort of our modern age, because you look back at the 80s and the R-rated films of that period and the ones that have been remade. I'm thinking specifically RoboCop.
Yeah, RoboCop.
That was
right?
marketed directly to kids. They had an animated cartoon for
they
RoboCop.
had toys, animated cartoon.
And
that was the friggin' bloodiest movie I've ever seen.
That is
even
as
by
R-rated
today's
as it
standards.
gets. Yeah.
Even by today's standards, it was crazy bloody.
Mm-hmm. Like that dude getting hit with the barrel of toxic waste and then exploding when he gets run over by a car.
Yeah.
Like that's some gruesome shit.
Yeah. Even that opening scene where Alex Murphy, he's getting killed by all the gangsters and gets shot up to hell.
Gets his hand blown off.
That was
his arm
nuts.
blown off. Everything. Even
by today's standards, that was pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
And we have some pretty sick shit today.
Yeah. Well, that's not in movie. That's just the world this day.
What games would you like to see?
This is a tough
movies?
one. People I don't know. I've heard lots of people talk about they want to see things like Halo as a movie. I would actually quite enjoy a Halo movie. Back, this would have been like 6
back
or
when
7
like
years
Halo
ago.
2 was coming out or something.
Yeah, they were working on a movie and they were going to have.
Wasn't Peter Jackson attached?
Peter Jackson was going to produce, and it was going to be directed by Neil Blomkamp, the guy who did District 9 and Elysium.
Yeah.
Because he did a bunch of commercials for Halo 2 that are pretty sweet. And yeah, stuff fell through. I don't know what exactly happened, but now like Steven Spielberg is producing a Halo TV show or mini series or something for Xbox. They announced that back at E3 last year, I want to say, or whenever they first started talking about the Xbox One.
Well, they've got a pretty decent story now. I mean, it started off as a dude in armor who just shoots aliens, but now like they've got friggin' books. They've got 4 bloody games, and each of them expanded on this universe.
I got more than that because they've got Reach and ODST. They've got 6 core games.
6 games, right? I'm sorry, I forgot about those other 2. I guess they just added so much. But
I don't know. Reach is pretty good.
Well, anyhow, my point is that they've got plenty to work with as far as story goes, because what started off as just some Marine who was shooting aliens for the hell of it turned into this spiraling story of a lot of stuff. They've got religious belief tones in there. They've got espionage in there. They've got basically where the future of the human race is heading.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I mean, they could definitely do stuff there, but I think, I think that could be good. But I think the issue with making a movie about a video game is that video games are already so heavily influenced by Hollywood, by film. Like, as I'm thinking, like, what would I love to see as a movie? Like, I'd love to see Mass Effect as a movie.
Right. Well, the games themselves are already practically movies.
Even in playing them, they are very cinematic. Like, I would love to see an Uncharted movie, but it's called Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Like, those things exist already. So I don't think there needs to be video game movies. I think video games as a medium are developing very well in terms of being able to deliver stories that people care about. I know we've been talking in the office. I've been playing The Last of Us. We know no spoilers because I'm still not through it, but like that's an engaging story.
Yeah.
And that's something that it has been done before in movies. Like zombie movies and apocalypse movies are all over the place, but they do a very good job of making those characters relatable.
So you think that they're practically they're movies in their own mediums now.
I think they complement film. It's another way of being able to tell those types of stories, but also giving player engagement, which is something that film doesn't have. It's purely passive experience.
I can agree with that.
So I don't necessarily think that they need to turn video games into film. But that being said, like they're making an Assassin's Creed movie, that I think that's kind of cool. I'd love to see stuff like that.
There are some as well that aren't as like you're talking about Mass Effect and The Last of Us, and those are very story-driven games.
Yeah.
But you take video games that don't have that, maybe those could make good movies. Like for me, the one that I would like to see,
Need for Speed.
No, not for Need for Speed. No, not a freaking racing movie.
Yeah. Which one would make a good movie?
I think I'd like to see a Sonic the Hedgehog movie someday. Let's see. We've also got the Metal Gear series that could be made into a couple of movies. I think there's some good story there. Zelda or the Turok games. Turok, that's a guy who hunts dinosaurs. I mean, how could that not be a good movie?
If they put the cerebral boar in that movie, I'll totally watch it.
Yeah,
that's a great gun. And
finally, Metroid. Metroid would be one that I would particularly like to see actually because. That one has a strong female lead, and I don't think that we have enough of those in movies these days.
Or video games.
Yeah, or video games.
Samus is a pretty shining representative of that in video games right now.
Yeah, and even she's been being sexualized a lot lately, from what I'm hearing. I haven't played Super Smash
Yeah.
Bros. In a while, but
Or Other M. I hear she was quite sexualized in that
but
game.
when she started, that was like a big like reveal that she even was female. So I think
Yep.
they could totally do that again. Maybe not for the whole movie, but they could definitely start
Yeah.
off like not show that she was female in any of the trailers, and then have that as a reveal at the beginning of the movie, and that'd probably blow a few minds who didn't see it coming.
So like there is definitely lots of cross-pollination between those mediums. Video games certainly take more from movies than movies do from video games, but it'll be interesting to see how that stuff develops over the next 20 years. I think we'll have sort of a renaissance of video game movies, much like we're seeing with comic book movies nowadays. And hopefully it'll be worthwhile. It'll start out real shitty, like it's been shitty for a while, but hopefully it'll get way better.
You got to stumble and trip before you can run, right?
There you go.
So yeah, here's hoping that we get to see the golden age of video game based movies one of these days.
Yeah, hopefully when we still enjoy video games.
I'll always enjoy video games.
Okay, there we go.
I'll be an old man and I'll still be playing the latest system.
I think that just about does it for this episode. We've blabbed on plenty enough.
Yeah, I think people are probably tired of listening to our voices.
Oh
by
yeah,
now.
that was within like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
This is just for us at this point.
To anyone who's still listening to this, bravo. Congratulations.
I mean,
You deserve a prize.
yeah, send us your email address and I'll send you an email cookie.
No, he won't.
No, I won't.
No,
that
he'll
takes
eat
too
the
much
cookie.
effort. Yeah, even for an email.
He'll
cookie,
eat
it's-
he'll eat a really good cookie in real life, and he'll be thinking of you.
Yeah, there we go. I will do that for you. But anyway,
You can eat the cookie vicariously.